graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing from Auburn University. After graduation in 2005, he worked as a registered nurse with the Navy as he rapidly moved up the ranks, being promoted to charge nurse, department head, and division officer in 3 years. In 2013, Lieutenant Shoemaker was deployed to Camp Lemonnier in Africa, where he was one of only 4 nurses caring for more than 6,200 qualified beneficiaries from all 4 branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. During his time at Camp Lemonnier, Lieutenant Shoemaker served the surrounding communities by making multiple trips to a local orphanage. He began his career with a philosophy of servant leadership and has continued to lead his team in this way. He has served as department head of the maternal infant unit at the Naval Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida, before his transition to the Navy Reserves in December 2014, where he managed 41 inpatient beds in the medical, surgical, oncology specialties at St. Vincent's East Hospital in Birmingham. He recently began his next adventure and is currently serving as the nurse manager for the inpatient unit at Baptist South in Jacksonville, Florida. It is my pleasure to present the 2000 Young Alumni Achievement Award to Joel Shoemaker.
Sometimes there's no words, but I'm going to give it a try. Thank you, and good evening, everyone. I've realized throughout my life that time is the most precious commodity you have, and I sincerely appreciate and thank you all for your time tonight. Dr. Jay Gobe, Jack Feit, Gretchen Van Valkenburg, Jonathan Dismukes, Dean Neuschwander, Dr. Schussler. I am honored to accept this award and would like to take the time to recognize a few people who I have deemed as heroes in my life, and they are the reason I am standing here today. These heroes are God, my family, and the leaders who took me underneath their wing to help me get where I am today. God has blessed me with 3 amazing daughters who could not be in attendance tonight. They're with their mom. They are Daddy's princesses. And each of them has an inner beauty and a picture of life that brings joy to everyone they meet. I love them so dearly, and they bring so much purpose to my life. Mom, it took a lot of work for you to get here. You show me how a loving heart, a hug, and a smile are the greatest one could ever have to offer. I've learned the power of this from you. And Parkinson's disease has certainly made life more difficult for you as the years pass by. But one thing I can't take from you is your heart and your smile. Thank you. The sacrifices you have made for me shows just how amazing you are. You truly understand the power of the words in the Auburn Creed. I believe in the human touch, which cultivates sympathy with my fellow men and mutual helpfulness and brings happiness to all. Thank you. To my brother Phil, you are so passionate about bringing humor to life, and your focus on seeing the blessings around us on an everyday basis really is the source of your energy. You've taught me so much about how we can't take ourselves too seriously and to laugh often. Thank you. Dr. Schussler, you've seen me grow over the last 12 years. You remember that student who anxiously sat in the front of the classroom, just anxiously trying to scribble away to keep up with your words? And then you happened to find me in a newspaper clip of the Birmingham News with body paint and an orange-blue wig on. So, what can I say? You've always been a phone call away to hear me share my greatest struggles and see my greatest and brightest moments. And the thing that just amazes me the most is your love of life and belief in a sound mind, and a sound body, and a spirit that is not afraid. Jenny, thank you for believing in me. Thank you. So I was just 19 years old when I arrived at my very first command, fresh out of boot camp in medic school. My first officer in charge was then Lieutenant Red Brown, and he taught me the importance of taking time to invest in people. I never took the SAT while in high school, but he saw something in me that said this guy's got potential, and told me one day, just go take the SAT on base and see what happens. I said, all right. So 2 weeks later, I took it and scored high enough for a Navy ROTC scholarship. He helped me to put together an officer candidate school application, and happened to get an interview with the base general at Camp Lejeune. So, of course, this young sailor enlisted, E2, a hospitalman apprentice, as they call it, walked in this general's office, and no joke, the guy says, hospital apprentice shoemaker, relax. Lieutenant Brown's told me about you. You've got my recommendation. You want a cup of coffee? And there I am standing at attention, shaking, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding. So we sat down and had a conversation. But Lieutenant Brown was the first person to really share and teach and mentor me into what servant leadership is about. And it was phenomenal. So that's when I first really understood what that meant. In closing, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. Life is about enjoying each and every day. And the great achievements happen by celebrating the littlest things in life. And when you celebrate those little things, you feel like the richest person in the world. And it's in that moment. The girl there that at the orphanage. Her name was Sophia. And you get down on eye level with a child like that, and it's almost like the gift is greater for yourself than anything else. And you feel like the richest person and the richest man in the world. So when you're like that with everyone around you every day, you add more value to their life, then you add more value and you make it a personal impact on your family and friends. But then here's the thing. You experience something that some people only dream of. And that's something I want to share where in essence, you can do that every day.